At the end of season two, Max gains the ability to hear people's inner thoughts through music. Will we see that explored in Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas, and how will that affect his relationship with Zoe?
You absolutely will see Max hear people's thoughts through song. He's certainly earned it. And I think you're going to see him kind of take to it in a different way than Zoe. I think Zoe had a little bit more frustrations and struggles with it. She's not really a music person, she's more of a podcaster. So I think Max probably will see it as an extraordinary concert that he gets to experience. And only later does he realize that there is also a responsibility that comes with the power.
Max being on the opposite side now, did that change the way that you approach this character?
Yeah, I really liked kind of playing with the cerebral tendencies that the power gifts Max. But also as an actor, I selfishly just really liked being able to have a front row seat to these songs. I know that I personally have thought that Jane has done an incredible job through the entire series, and I really do consider every single song a duet because of Jane's incredible acting. I really think she's a part of every song. And so I just wanted to be present, be active, never try to take focus, but understand that there is a device and that there is a vehicle for Max to in hearing these songs. It's not just some arbitrary song, or else the person hearing it wouldn't carry it with them to the next scene.
Yeah, the fans have really championed this series. What has that response meant to you? And what has it meant to you to get the opportunity to step back into this character again?
I feel very grateful. I feel very grateful to Roku for being the hero and picking this up. But I am also very grateful and gracious to the fans, because Roku wouldn't have even had the thought if it weren't for all the fan support. And it's just really humbling to know that something that I care so much about, and that the cast and the team and the crew care so much about, really shines through the screen, and even so much so that the fans feel that there's unfinished business. And it's very rare that you have a show that ends abruptly, and you get the opportunity to go and say goodbye to the character, and dance it out one last time.
So many great musical numbers throughout the series. If you had to pick your favorite, which would it be and why?
I really liked in season two the take me out to the ball game, I'll make love to you moment like this sequence, just because it was one full act of television and it felt like a play. And it took a minute for us all to kind of crack the code on how to play it, and how to stage it, and how to shoot it. And I'm just really happy with how that turned out. And something else that I really liked being a part of was the American Pie sequence at the end of season one. It was a over 6 minutes, one shot, never cut away, and we did the entire Don McLean American Pie. And that was something that I'll look back in my career and just being like, I can't believe I got to be a part of something like a big sequence like
Mm.
that.
Austin recently shared in other interviews that this might not be the end for Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and he has ideas for future movies and episodes. If we're lucky enough to get more, is there an aspect of Max and his storyline that you wish to dive deeper into?
Yeah, I always want to know more about his family life. We kind of scratched the surface with Alan, his father, played remarkably by Chip Zien, and we saw that with the Numb musical number, and it was one episode in season two. But I would love to meet his mother and his siblings, and just get to know kind of more about his past and a bit of his torture there. And just from a musical perspective, I just want the chance to sing every genre. I've done opera on this show, I've done rock, I've done piano ballads, and I can do a lot more too.
You also started releasing your own original music in 2021. If you could pitch one of your own songs to Austin, which would it be and what would that number look like?
Well, actually, breaking news, there is a little Easter egg in this Christmas movie. It's not, we are not going to do one of my songs as like a musical number, but my character does happen to own a bar. And so in the very deep background, you might hear one of my songs being played at that bar.
Oh,
So
very cool.
That is exciting, and a huge favor of them to do that for me. There's a song that I wrote called "Without You" that I think would be a great song, either done on the piano version or the EDM version. And there's some ones that I have yet to release that I think would actually be great, but I can't kind of speak to that yet.
With this being a holiday special, what are some of the traditions that you love celebrating with your family and friends?
Well, I'm Jewish, so Hanukkah is very important to me, and it is like it's such a wonderful holiday to me because it does fall in a different place each year. Sometimes it's really close to Christmas. Sometimes, like this year, it's almost closer to Thanksgiving. And so it's always been a real symbol for me that the holidays are what you make of it. And so with us all being older now, we always find the time to celebrate Hanukkah, whether it's actually on the day or it's kind of a makeshift celebration where we're just all getting together when we can all figure it out and make it a special moment. And that might be a little untraditional as far as like shifting the dates around, but I actually kind of like that spontaneity and
Mm.
kind of like improvisation that as long no matter where you are, as long as you're with your family and the people that matter most to you, that's your holiday.
Special coming out in a couple of days. What do you hope audiences take away after they see Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas?
I think that I really want audiences to feel a sense of pride for getting this done because they are truly the producers of this movie. Joy, I really am excited for them to see Max as Zoe's boyfriend. I think they've earned it. I think Max has earned it. There's some stuff that I can't really talk about thematically that are real big takeaways, and it's almost kind of like you have to kind of stay to the end of the movie to really take that with them. But I think people are going to well up with emotion and joy and pride, and I think in typical Zoe's fashion, we're probably going to leave you wanting more.
Mm. And having embodied this character for 2 seasons and now a movie, has anything surprised you about the process? What have you learned about your own craft?
Well, just to kind of like roll with the punches, because things. Even when we feel like we have it completely dialed in, there's always, some instances where we don't get the music demo in time to start working on the choreography, and so sometimes we have to put the cart before the horse and just kind of be a little flexible. Or a musical number getting pulled up because of a weather delay, and that's not like any ordinary scene that you could pull up. It's not just memorizing 2 pages. It's like manufacturing a musical number. It's a totally different beast. But I think that this has just sharpened my skills even more for when I return to the stage, for if I do more musical movies or more musical projects. So yeah, I've learned a lot about being a part of a team too, and a part of like a really incredible cast. I feel very gracious for this whole experience.
Yeah. And then final question for you. Speaking of musical projects, you just recently got to reunite with the cast of Spring Awakening. What was that experience like? What can fans expect from that reunion concert?
Well, that was a very affirming trip and concert. We all um, it was weirdly normal. Like we just snapped right back in. All the same inside jokes, all the same harmonies are back in our head. And that piece is incredibly moving. And we really created it. I mean, the source material, the Frank Vetican play is like obviously the starting point for that. But like uh, the characters really shifted based on the people that were playing it. And so it's really in our bones, and being able to all kind of go back and explore and remember and reflect. It was really an unforgettable experience.